Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Baloga Deji, also known as Hair by Deji. Today I'll be filming a simple bun tutorial. This can be styled on a bride, birthday party, dinner party and so on. Without further ado, so let's get straight into the tutorial. So this is quite a simple bun tutorial. So all you have to do is comb the hair thoroughly to make sure there are no tangled parts in it. So you just have to keep combing over and over regardless the number of times you have to do that. All you have to do is get this right. You comb it over and over and make sure there are no tangled part. I repeat, make sure there are no tangled part in it. So you hold the hair into your hands and you make sure you comb over and over again. So by so doing, all you have to do is get your rubber band, put it into a pin, and make sure you secure the hair that you already packed together with your hands. Make sure you're using a double rubber band. To secure the hair, you roll the band over the hair. You have to make sure it's very tight and firm, so in order for the hair not to loosen out. Place the bun behind the neck. Make sure it's not too big so it can be very comfortable. Pin both sides and make sure it's firm to avoid story that touches. You have to make sure you pin thoroughly over and over. Put as many pins as you can. So all you have to do is pin continuously. Make sure the number of pins you are putting are not too much. But on the other hand, you should have it at the back of your mind that what you're trying to do is to make sure that the bun is strong and firm. You understand what it takes for a bride to dance all day and the bun not coming out. So whatever you're doing, you make sure you're doing it as a professional. So that's all I have to tell you about this bun thing. Several cases whereby the bun have to fall out. But if you have to do this properly, trust me, you won't have any reason to fear. So you have to go back to check if the bun is quite placed right. You make sure it's quite firm because this is mostly important in your bridal styling. So you have to be very sure it's quite firm. So after securing the bun properly, all you have to do is take a little portion of the hair. Mind you, I said we are doing a simple bun tutorial initially. So you just have to take a little portion to style, then you clip the little portion up. So by so doing, that's what you're going to be styling on the bun. So you comb thoroughly again. So I usually use a jam. This jam helps the flyaways to go down properly. It allows it to lay. You rub it into your hands and apply gently. All you have to do is just apply to help tame the flyaways. So by so doing, you comb thoroughly again. Just mind you, you have to keep combing until you're done. Then you spread over onto the bun. Spread on the bun properly in as much as you can. So you can use your comb to spread easily, so you don't have to worry about spreading. By so doing, you spread and make sure you spread generously so you can cover the bun. Mind you, the bun is black, so you don't want to see any black bun outside. So all you do, then you tuck in the hair properly beneath the bun, just underneath the bun. By so doing, you comb thoroughly again and make sure there are no strands coming out. So you just have to make use of your comb. So at the end of it all, your comb has to be your best friend. So do this repeatedly to make sure there are no strands coming out. Then you can start pinning. So by doing so, all you have to do, make sure your bun is quite neat. Make sure the hair is underneath the bun. Then you start pinning gradually. Use as many pins as you can, but you shouldn't use so much though. But just use it. Make sure your hands are well connected. Then you have to pin properly. Then you still have to comb wherever you see that is coming out. You still comb to be very sure there are no strands flying. Remind you, you are doing a very simple and neat bun. So whatever you're doing, you make sure you are giving it your best. So by so doing, you are using this pin to secure the hair from not coming out after whatever you will be doing. So you spray generously with your holding spray here. So all you are doing with this spray is to make sure the flyaways are properly tamed, because the jam might not be able to tame every other part of the hair down. So you have to spray generously. So you take the portion you clipped up, you comb generously once more. You divide into two equal halves. The other part of it you clip up because you want to style now. So this other half that you have right with you, all you have to do is comb again. Then you style it into different shapes and sizes you wanted to. By so doing, this doesn't really have to be exactly what I'm doing, but just make sure you have an idea of whatever you're doing. By the time you style the first part of it, you make sure you clip down. Mind you, this might not actually come easy, but so you repeat the same thing. You have to twist this repeatedly with the aid of your fingers. So that means your fingers has to be very flexible. You don't have to have a stiff hand. So you have to, whatever you're doing with your hand, make sure it's quite flexible. You style properly, you clip down. So that means you need a clip, a comb, and all that. So you comb again. Then you twist your fingers trying to style this particular simple style. All I'm trying to do is just to create a simple design on a simple bun. It's quite easy and simple. So that by so doing, then you pin down gently. Make sure your pins doesn't show. Pin from beneath, underneath the styling you're doing. So you pin gently so your pin does not show. Make it look like it's a magic, but trust me, it's quite simple and very understanding. So you secure the styling by pinning down. You have to pin properly. So you take the second portion which you divided from the initial stage. You start, you twist your fingers as well. You twist the air with your fingers and you clip down. And by so doing, you're trying to hold it down so it doesn't come off. So you twist the air, you comb and twist the air once more because you just have to get it right. So you are using your fingers in this place without even having to curl the air. All you're doing is make sure your fingers are quite working right. So you turn over and over just and you make sure the tip of the air is underneath the styling you're doing. Then you pin down as well. Make sure your hands are quite working well. You shouldn't be scared. You shouldn't put your nails into it. So you pin down gently, and by so doing, you just try to secure those styling with a pin. So that's it, guys. It's quite simple. All I want you to do is like, subscribe, and comment on my YouTube channel. I hope you guys will actually enjoy this, and I'll be looking forward to see you guys. Thank you. God bless you.